Hello, Miss Tammy here. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about subtraction stories, which we started last week. So our objectives, the things we want to be able to do after today's lesson, is to make subtraction stories with small numbers and write subtraction sentences to match illustrations. We've done that a lot with addition, but now we're working on subtraction. So just a few reminders about what subtraction is. Subtraction means that you're taking away. It's the same word as take away. When you subtract, you take away. And this sign right here, this is what we use to show that we are taking away, that we are subtracting, not adding. When we see this, it shows that something is indeed being taken away. And in subtraction, we always start with the big number. We looked at that on Friday, and we even looked at why we have to start with the big number. Otherwise, we'll find it almost impossible to subtract. And the final number, the difference that we get, is smaller than the number that we started with. So we really need to keep those things in mind as we start to make subtraction sentences. So we'll start by looking at this picture. We have a lot going on, but we're going to focus here. We have little Miss Muffet, I think is what that's supposed to be. And we'll focus first on the apples. As stated, I want to start with the big number. In addition, we would say the number that we have all together. So let's look and see how many apples do we have all together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my big number, right? That's the number of apples I have all together. Let me make this just a little bit larger here. So I'm going to start with my large number 6. And I know I'm working with takeaway, so I use the minus sign, this sign right here that shows takeaway. And then I look at my picture to decide what's happening. Well, I see that there is one apple that is falling. So I'm going to subtract 1 to decide how many apples are left in the tree. When I look back at my picture, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples that are still left in the tree. So 5 is my answer. So I can go back and I can read this subtraction sentence, and I can say there were 6 apples in a tree. 1 fell down and hit a monkey, and then there were only 5 apples left in a tree. So this is what we mean by a subtraction story. We've now turned it into a story, and of course we need to make sure that our numbers are matching the illustration that we're looking at. Okay, let's try another one. We will focus over here. We have some bowls of porridge, some that are on the mushroom and some that are not. So again, we want to write a subtraction sentence by making a subtraction story that will match what we're looking at. So we need to remember that we start with that big number, right? So we look at how many bowls are there all together. I want you to think about that for a moment and decide how many bowls are there all together. Which number will we start with? Okay, I hope you said 4, because there certainly are 4 bowls of porridge. I know I'm working with subtraction or takeaway, so I use the minus sign. And I need to really pay attention to this picture. What is being taken away? I want you to look at that. I want you to think about what is being taken away and what number will I use to show that. hope you said 2. There are 2 bowls of porridge that have fallen from the mushroom. So we had 4 bowls of porridge. 2 fell on the ground. How many are left on the mushroom? Okay, I hope you said 2. So there were 4 bowls of porridge altogether. 2 fell off the mushroom and fell to the ground. Now there are only 2 bowls of porridge left on the mushroom. Okay, now it's your turn. I would like you for your homework to do 2 subtraction sentences. Your very first subtraction sentence you will do for the spiders. I want you to look at the spiders, and you're going to write a subtraction sentence to show how many spiders were left after some spiders ran away. So remember, you want to think about your big number first. How many were there altogether? How many ran away? And how many were left? Then your second subtraction sentence will be for the bananas. We want to show how many bananas were left after some bananas were eaten. Here's what you'll do exactly. You're going to fill in the blanks in the subtraction story to help you do the subtraction sentence. So with the first spider problem, there were blank spiders. You put the number of spiders there were. Blank spiders ran away. This is where you write how many spiders ran away. Then to answer the question, how many were left, you'll write down your subtraction sentence, and here you'll find your answer, how many spiders were left. You'll do the same with number 2. There were blank bananas. Here you write the number of how many bananas there were. Blank bananas were eaten. Here you write the number to show how many bananas were eaten. And then you want to solve for how many were left, how many bananas were left. So you'll plug in your numbers here, how many bananas there were, how many were eaten, and here you'll find your answer to show how many bananas were left. Thank you, and I know you'll do great.